if you want to have a growing and thriving coaching practice, one thing you might have to do is lower your standards. Now, that sounds really weird to say, doesn't it? I mean, we want to coach at a high level. We wouldn't even think about lowering our standards. Well, I don't mean lower your standards when it comes to the quality of your coaching. I mean lower your standards on some of the other things related to a coaching practice. Things like your website or any kind of marketing materials, intake forms that maybe you leverage. Maybe it's the way that you, accounts payable, accounts receivable, that kind of stuff. A lot of times you just have to do it good enough. I remember many years ago talking to the pastor, Larry Osborne. He was teaching a class that I was in. And he talked about worship at his church there in Southern California. And he said, so many church planters and pastors, they just geek out on worship. They want it to be this like concert-like experience. He said he told his worship pastor, keep it above the cringe level. I don't want people cringing because it's so bad. But if you're spending time getting it too good, it's a waste of time. It's a misallocation of resources. Now, he was talking from the place of being a pastor. I want you to think about that from a place of being a coach. You have limited resources. You have limited time. You have limited money. You have limited attention to focus on different things. Sometimes 80%, 90% is good enough. Sometimes not doing something is good enough. I helped start a coaching practice that's approaching $1 million a year, and I didn't have coaching. I didn't have business cards for probably the first 18 months. It just didn't matter. So just a lot of things that you think you need. Maybe you need them, but maybe you don't. And maybe you need them and you don't have to have them at quite the level you think you do. Focus on the bottom line of getting clients and providing a lot of value to them. Everything else is support. And when it's support, good enough is usually good enough. Hope that helps. We'll see you in the next video.
Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any of our great content.